Okay, I've just had lunch at Wild Rice Sushi and Asian Cuisine. Wonderful sushi, and this was my waiter, Jimmy.
Hi, I hope you come to see us if you are in the film field.
Okay, all right, thank you, Jimmy. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right,
Bye.
cool.
Okay, just wanted to get one more shot of Wild Rice Sushi and Asian Cuisine. Very good sushi. Highly recommended. Have a lunch special, $8, 2 rolls. Really good break for lunch. So really nice atmosphere out on the patio. So really good place. So you want to check it out, I would say, if you come to Fairfield, Connecticut. Okay, on with the hunt. I am at Mountain Grove Cemetery, which is another one of the older cemeteries in the Bridgeport area. This is possibly more likely where her body would have been buried. I'm still not sure, but we're walking through here looking. It's also where P.T. Barnum is buried, and Tom Thumb, who was in his shows, is buried. So I hope to find their graves as well. So here we go. It's a big cemetery, as can be seen here. Huge cemetery, but we're gonna try and see what we can find. So off we go. Okay, I have found their graves. There's a misspelling in the database. They have them as L-A-C-Y. It's my understanding their names were L-A-C-E-Y, Lacey, but either way, it's definitely Jane Eleanor Sherman Lacey, as well as the 2 children, Edward and Henry. So I am now gonna drive down the cemetery road and try to find their graves, their actual graves. They are in the same cemetery as P.T. Barnum and Tom Thumb. So I'm gonna check them out as well. So follow along, let's go. Okay, we're still in the cemetery, obviously. And here is P.T. Barnum's memorial. This is where P.T. Barnum is buried. Looks like he died November 19th. Well, excuse me. He died April 1891, April 7th, 1991. His wife, Charity, died November 19th, 1873. And the whole family appears to be buried here. So this is P.T. Barnum's memorial and grave site all through here. Let's see if we can find him. Let's see, what do we have? We have Clinton Barnum Seeley. That's a later descendant. Looks like these are all descendants. So I guess this is the main marker. But anyway, there it is, P.T. Barnum. Okay, we've seen Barnum. I've even seen Tom Thumb. Pictures of that will come later. And now I'm walking toward, it appears, Jane Eleanor Sherman Lacey's grave, along with Edward and Henry. I see the name at Lacey up ahead. This is very exciting. Here we go. Let's see what we find. Here is Roland B. Lacey. This is definitely, yes, a memorial to both Jane Eleanor Sherman as well as Elizabeth Boardman, his second wife, and Roland B. Lacey. This is the memorial. This is it. Here we have Isaac Sherman, which should be, yep, according to the date, 1862. This is her father. This is Jane Eleanor Sherman Lacey's father right here. Let's see who else we see. Isaac Sherman is also memorialized on the other side here. This is the Sherman Lacey Memorial. Here's Isaac Sherman. This would have been Jane's father. And now let's look. Let's see if we can't find Jane Eleanor Sherman Lacey. Actually a name here other than just a memorial. Roland L. Louis B. Samuel S. Beach. This would have probably been the Beach clan that was Isaac's uncle, who helped Isaac, Jane's father, open a firm after he came back from being out at sea, as discussed in episode 4. Let's see. Well, I don't see a marker for actually Jane Eleanor Sherman other than the memorial that's up here. All right, Mary L. Lacey. Well, here it is. This is it. I'm going to continue to look. Okay, the memorial for Edward and Henry is right on the other side of the memorial listing their names. So they are here. There's no individual head marker for the children or for Roland or Jane, at least it appears. Oh, never mind. Here they are. This is it. These are the headstones. I didn't even recognize the initials. Here is Edward. Well, no, it would have been Edward Roland Lacey. Here's EBL. Have to check on that, but here is probably Jane Eleanor Lacey. And possibly Roland Bradley Lacey. So, all right, we're still thinking this through, but yeah, we're close. Okay, possibly this is Jane Eleanor Lacey, possibly. Roland Bradley Lacey, so husband and wife. The one that throws me though is EBL, which if it were Edward, it should be ERL for Edward Roland Lacey. So I'm not sure about that. But this is possibly the actual grave of Jane Eleanor Lacey right here. Quite possibly. This would have been their older daughter. Yes, this is their older daughter who survived, of course, and married eventually Samuel S. Hunter. She had married another individual first who was wounded in the American Civil War, and he never fully recovered from his wounds. And died after he came back home in after the war in the late 60s, 1860s. So this would have been their oldest daughter. I have not found David Lacey yet, who would have been the son that Jane gave birth to and then died 8 days later. But here's Mary. Okay, due to the excitement, I wasn't thinking. EBL is, of course, Elizabeth Boardman Lacey. That was Roland Bradley's second wife, whom he married after Jane Eleanor Lacey died in 1859. So, here we go. Here are the three markers going from left to right is Elizabeth Lacey, the second wife, Jane Eleanor Lacey, the first wife, and the woman, of course, pictured in the portrait, and then to the far right is Roland B. Lacey. What's interesting here is that Roland B. Lacey had himself laid next to Jane, his first wife. His first wife is between him and his second wife.